Hey everyone, welcome to Sims Out on Their Own. So, in the last time we were here, we finished up with the whole Strangerville, what was going on with them. Jamie and the boys had got that situated, as well as Jamie's new, I think they're girlfriend and boyfriend. I think. Let me see. I'm gonna check on hers because Jamie's at work. But I believe they are actually boyfriend and girlfriend. No, that's Casey. Where is Jamie? Yes, they are boyfriend and girlfriend. So her boyfriend and girlfriend, and also they found out that they had pretty much tried for a baby, but they didn't know if they were pregnant or not. It came out that they were, and they did have a little baby, and they named it Walter and all that, but that's not what the baby's going to be named. I do have plans for the baby, but I can't change the name until the age is up. So, for now, we're just going to call it the baby, because I don't want to reveal what the name is right now. But we're going to say that the baby has no name right now until it get it gets older, and it's going to be kind of like a storyline. But one thing I've taken notice to already, though, since just my little bit of time that we have here with the baby, is Diane is not really that good, not being ignorant, as a mother, because you kind of have to force her to do certain things. It seems as if Levi and Casey seem to be more attentive with the baby, as well as Jamie. It's just a little bit of time that I've been here, so I don't know. Um, if even Jamie's taken notice to it or not, but I've taken notice to it just a little bit of time that I've been here already. That Diane really isn't too worried about the baby, to be honest with you. Um, but anywho, in this episode, it's more than just about the fact that we now have a baby, and obviously it is a boy, and I do have plans on naming him something, but I'll gotta wait, and I'm gonna kind of keep it a secret until that time comes. But another thing we have to do is Jamie needs a new aspiration because he has finished his previous one. So I was kind of thinking, what could I go down the line for with Jamie? And I think Jamie's really good with kids, but another thing that Jamie is really good with is animals. So, um, Jamie's also the one that helped rescue Coco here. Obviously, Coco was Zacharias, uh, real or his dog when he was kidnapped or whatever, as well as Levi's for a little bit as well. But Jamie has kind of taken that into his own light as well. But with that said, I was kind of thinking maybe we could get him really into intro with dogs and then kind of inspired to opening up a animal like health center or like a like kind of like a vet type of thing. That's what I was looking for. And get him on that line of things. Now that Strangerville doesn't really have anything really strange going on about it. Also, another thing we have to take care of in this episode is obviously Cassandra, which was the woman behind the whole Strangerville thing, and also the woman behind Levi and M's thing. Casey did put a hit out on her, but a lot of people aren't accepting. So, one thing that they did have planned on doing, because Diane said that I don't know who this is, but I know what she's capable of, and I'm willing to be like bait in a sense to get to know her and see how she is. So, Jamie should not have her as a friend on a list, or at least some relationship with her. Um, I don't. Where did she go? Okay, maybe not. Levi, I know, should though, because Levi was with her for a while. And if not, then maybe. There she is, Cassandra. And apparently, Cassandra's actually works for the army as well, so maybe that's another storyline coming up. But Levi is going to go ahead and invite Cassandra over and, like, probably explain, like, listen, what you did was completely wrong. Is what she's here, guys. I think that Jamie and them aren't really their best thing, but they can't really tell. She's not really in the best of moods either, but so Levi's gonna talk to her first, I guess, and tell her, like, listen, we need to talk because of all the things that you have done. We're not right. I know that you meant well because of what happened to your son, but there's other ways around it, and you pretty much kidnapped me from my family. You kidnapped Zachariah from his family. You are ultimately responsible for Zach's death, and ultimately, you caused a lot of people to get sick and have this weird disease that was going around. And if it wasn't for me, Jamie, Diane, and Casey, that disease would have still been spreading today. And this is kind of weird because they're like glitching into each other. But anyways, they're still talking, guys. Don't feel bad. Anyways, and she's like, listen, I do feel terribly sorry about that. I honestly do. And I don't know what else I can do to make it up to you guys. But I know I've seen the error of my ways. I've seen things change since I've joined the army. And as you know, I know how things are in the army. And I know how things are. And I just wish that you guys have, like, it inside me to, or inside you to accept me back into you guys' lives, because I did grow attached to you guys, and I want you to know, ultimately, I did not mean to hurt anybody. I was trying to do those things to help make people a little bit better than what others are. So, and I know Jamie and I know Casey and them are probably still upset with me. And I know you are probably still a little bit upset with me. That's why I kind of been avoiding you when we're at work. But I hope that you guys can find it in your hearts to accept my apology. I don't know what else I can do to prove it to you. I know right now, though, that you guys are kind of in like a tough situation because this house is only 3 bedrooms, and I know that Jamie has recently had a little boy, and I'm really proud of him for that. And I hope that him the best with that child, but I think that I would love you guys to accept my apology. And Levi, I think Levi's ultimately believing her and all that. But Casey and them are a little bit still, like, hesitant. Casey pretty much blatantly said, no, I do not approve of your apology and all that. Which Cassandra is, I think Cassandra's at this point where in her life, like, she doesn't want to fight about anything anymore. So she's like, she's gonna do something to herself, and then these guys are gonna find out about it, but it's not gonna be on camera. But she's gonna prove to them that she's done doing what she had to do, and she knows that she was in the wrongdoing. So she has decided that she's gonna turn herself in and reveal to pretty much be introducing drugs into people, and also introducing drugs to the plant life as well as into Zach and causing the murder of Zach, and will be arrested. so she will no longer be a part of the series, because I wanted to do like an arc with her to kind of like do that, but so um so she has decided that she's going to go ahead and turn herself in and reveal what she has done. But I think Jamie's starting to realize, though, that Diane is more so worried about the internet and not so worried about their son. So he is gonna say something to her about it, because he doesn't think that it's right that he and the boys are pretty much responsible for the baby, and I think that Diane isn't gonna take it too well. He's like, listen, we knew the possibility that we were pregnant. You still went ahead and are not even taking care of the baby. I don't know what you want from this, and I don't know why you even agreed to having the baby if you knew that something like this was going to happen. Then you just honestly need to figure out your life as a mother, because we are no longer just Jamie and Diane. We have a baby now too. You need to realize that. And Diane's like, listen, I never wanted a kid. I never did. But I'm trying. And he's like, you don't want a kid, then you can just leave. But she's just kind of like ignored him and went to bed. Like, see, this is my point exactly. Like, she hears the baby sleeping, but she doesn't even get up. Or she hears the baby crying, but she doesn't even get up. It's always been Jamie, or you literally had to force her up. And I just don't think that the mother figure in her is there. Like, I don't know what it is, but I think Jamie is like ultimately had enough, and he's like, listen, you don't want to be a part of your daughter or your son's life. That's not my problem. I do. And ultimately, I would never be able to thank you for giving me that child. But you have sat there and pretty much showed that you don't want a part of his life. And if you can't be a part of his life, even though that he is a part of you, as well as a part of me, then we don't need to be together. So he's like, then this is my house. So ultimately, go. And she's like, she's out. Like, she doesn't want anything to do with the baby. Like, she's pretty much blatantly came out and told him that she didn't want anything to do with the baby. Like, she's never wanted kids. So she pretty much just used Jamie or whatever. And now Jamie is left with a baby that ultimately he loves the baby, don't get me wrong, because that's his son. But he is left alone with the baby kind of thing. And so he doesn't know what he's going to do. He kind of is in a similar boat to what Grace is in, like with her side of things. Obviously, Grace is a little bit more extreme because Grace has 3 little babies. But I think he is going to realize, though, that he has the help that he needs in here. Like, I'm sure Levi and Casey would let Jamie know that as well. And that's going to open up to an interesting storyline. And I don't even think that I originally had this plan. Like, I never had this planned, but I do think it's a good idea. So I think we're going to go down the storyline way I have. And it's kind of similar to that of other storylines, but right now it kind of seems like a Full House thing to me, but it's going to change a little bit, don't get me wrong. But Jamie is up, and he's definitely taken notice too. He's a little bit sick, probably because he hasn't been sleeping, because of, let's face it, I mean, he has a baby now, so but I think that the baby will be well taken care of, because these guys will be there to protect it ultimately. And I don't think, well, maybe no, but Noah had a little bit of help as well. I don't, and he's always had a little bit of help as well, and he had women in his life as well, Ambrose. So I think this would be the first child, though, that was actually raised kind of similar to Full House, like just full men. So that's going to be quite interesting storyline. But he's going to grab something to eat, and then he's going to head off to bed, and I'll be back in a bit. Okay, so he's up. I also did change his aspiration once again. I kind of thought, because of what happened, he would really want to be focused on the baby, so he's going to want to be a super parent. But, Levi, he's already stated that what happened to him, and he's already told Levi, and Levi's like, listen, dude, you know that me and Casey have your back through and through. I know that we've really haven't always seen the best of eyes together. Like, we've never really been that close, but I know that you ultimately you care about that baby, and I do too, because we are family, and I would never leave you by yourself. And I know Casey won't either. And Casey, there's a storyline I want to go down with Casey and Jamie, but I mean, in a way, I don't, because they never really showed any signs of that. Plus, Jamie has dated a girl and obviously had the baby. See, what I was thinking was, Casey could potentially start falling in love with Jamie because of the baby, and then those two getting into a couple. I don't see. I have nothing wrong with that, and there is nothing wrong with that. But I already have like a sim that is into just straight guys. This would be my first bisexual sim, I believe. So maybe we could go down that route. Maybe Jamie's down here sleeping a little bit though, because Casey's up here keeping an eye on the baby if it needs. I mean, maybe we could go down that line, but maybe we'll have to wait and see how things go. But I think we're just gonna wait and see how things go, and go from there. But with that said, I think we're going to go ahead and end this one out. We realize that Jamie and Diane both do have a son. The name is currently unknown. They have not decided on a name yet. But, as well as we have potential storylines coming up. And Cassandra has decided that she's going to turn herself in. What she did do that, and she will be calling them from prison to reveal that she did. And so don't want to miss out on the next episode. But thank you guys for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys all next week for another Sims Out on Their Own. But I'll see you guys all tomorrow for Sims Teen Mom. Peace.